and welcome everyone to the very first episode of Motorway. I plan on making a lot more of these videos with your suggestions, so stay tuned for the next video idea after this. Without further ado, let's get into it, the 5 best North American sleeper cars. If you're unfamiliar with sleeper cars, they're average looking to horrible looking cars, but the looks are irrelevant as these cars are quick. First things first, car number 1. 1987 Buick Grand National Experiment, or the GNX. This car looked pretty shabby, but not very intimidating to people who didn't know too much about cars. The GNX sported a 3.8-liter V6, a single Garrett T3 turbo. This boosted the stock motor from 200 brake horsepower to 330 foot-pounds of torque to 245 brake horsepower and 360 foot-pounds of torque. With a 0 to 60 time in a 4.7 seconds and a quarter mile of 13.2 at 104 miles an hour, without a doubt this could roast some serious sports cars a little faster with just a bit of added boost. And with our next car, we have a 2010 Ford Taurus SHO. The SHO stood for super high output, and they were right to name it so, as it was a 3.5-liter V6 twin turbo all-wheel drive sedan. Ford put out a heavy-hitting motor with it batting 365 horsepower and 350 foot-pounds of torque. These cars are still in production to this day and are available with a hefty price of $40,000 starting. Big price, but big performance. But hey, Taurus is good enough for the police, so I think they're good enough for the civilians. Now, next car, we have the Mercury Marauder. You might be looking at this and going, hey, that's a Crown Vic. Well, sort of, but not as popular. This thing had a motor from a 2003 Mach 1 Mustang. Shoved into it and attached a 4-speed automatic. Not impressive, but hey, it's pushing 302 horsepower with 318 foot-pounds of torque. Cool thing about the Marauder is that it could reach over 150 miles an hour, well, on track of course. The SRT4 Dodge Neon. Look, I know what you're thinking. Oh, there are plenty of other faster cars than the SRT4, why this out of all the rest? Well, good point, but this was Dodge's version of a sleeper. With a turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder running 14 pounds of boost, this thing was quick. Although the numbers are a little less than impressive compared to any other modern car, it still had 230 brake horsepower and 250 foot-pounds of torque to the front wheels. Sporting in the high 13.9 seconds in the quarter mile, this thing could still reach over 150 miles an hour. Well, on the track of course. Well, any car sporting GM's 3800 Series 2 or Series 3 supercharged V6. GM made many cars, including my own, with its 240 to 260 brake horsepower and 280 foot-pounds of torque. This supercharged beast was put into many sleepers. They made the Grand Prix, the Monte Carlo, the Buick Allure, and the Buick Regal, and the Chevrolet Impala SS are all impressively deceiving cars. Deceiving in a good way, of course. Though this V6 was mounted the wrong way, it unfortunately made those staggering numbers to the front wheels. Although Australia had the right idea and mounted it the right way and put those numbers to the rear wheels the way it should have been in North America. Honorable mention is a predecessor to the GTP Grand Prix, was the model named the GXP with a whopping 303 brake horsepower and 323 foot-pounds of torque from an LS4 V8. Thank you very much for watching, and I appreciate it if you leave a like and your idea of a sleeper car in the comments down below. Next video will be 5 supercars that are extremely overpriced and are just not worth it. Cheers.